Goddard. All right, here we are. Happy Monday. It's another week. Can you believe it? Time keeps a ticking. This week, I'm going to take a respite from our good friend Neville Goddard. Your faith is your fortune, but I will continue next week. This week, we will take a little break, and I'm going to read this week from The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. He takes featured philosophers, Carla. It's late. Philosophers and philosophies and books they've had. And he does a daily 365-day journal. So I'm going to read a journal entry, and he kind of interprets it and has a little kind of lesson of the day. Mark Rodriguez. Hi. I don't know why I think it's so funny when I see you write my name with exclamation marks, but it's really funny. So today, March 22nd, in the Daily Stoic, he titles this, The Sign of True Education. And this is from Discourses from Epictetus, one of my favorite philosophers. What is it then to be properly educated? It is learning to apply our natural preconceptions to the right things according to nature, and beyond that, to separate the things that lie between our power from those that don't. So know the controllables. What can you control? What's in your control? What's out of your control? Like we've talked about it a lot here on the Citadel. We are only control of the inside, living from the inside out. If we let the outside in way of life, that means that the outside world's controlling us. That's no way to live. So that was from Discourses from Epictetus. I'll read it again. What is it, then, to be properly educated? It is learning to apply our natural preconceptions to the right things according to nature, and beyond that, to separate the things that lie within our power from those that don't. And Ryan Holiday goes on to say, a degree on a wall means you're educated as much as shoes on your feet mean you're walking. It's a start, but hardly sufficient. Otherwise, how could so many educated people make unreasonable decisions or miss so many obvious things? Partly it's because they forget that they ought to focus only on that which lies within their power and control. A surviving fragment from the philosopher Heraclitus expresses that reality. So apparently this is a little poem, a little ditty from Heraclitus. Many who have learned from Hesiod the countless names of gods and monsters never understand that night and day are one. Just as you can walk plenty without shoes. Let me start that again. Just as you can walk plenty well without shoes, you don't need to step into a classroom to understand the basic fundamental reality of nature and of our proper role in it. Begin with awareness and reflection. Reflect. Go inside. Begin with awareness and reflection. Not just once, but every single second of every single day. That is the reading, short and sweet. So I'm going to read us a Monday through Friday. I'm going to do the daily readings that Ryan Holiday put here in the Daily Stoic. And that was from Epictetus, talking about just because you have a degree or any acronyms or letters or symbols behind your name, or you've gone through a training, it does not mean, my friends, that you're out of the woods. That's just a beginning. And I just heard the other day that, at graduations, from, whether it be undergrad or master's degrees or PhDs, they have those, commencement ceremonies where people like Oprah or Steve Jobs or, these big names, Jim Carrey, we've all watched those YouTube commencement speeches that are so inspiring. And commencement ceremony, funnily enough, is at the end of their education journey, but commencement means the beginning. It's the beginning of their journey. So once we finish, anybody finishes that education, that's just the beginning. The real mark of an educated person is to understand the laws of nature that we talk about a lot, what's in our control. One of my favorite prayers is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change the things I can, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We got to know the difference between what we can control, what we are aware of, and what we cannot control, because it'll drive us bananas. Hi, Jessica, my beautiful cousin. Yes, education does not equal wisdom. We all know those people who have, degrees hanging off the end of their business cards, and you're like, how does that work? Like, they can't even fight their way out of a paper bag, So yeah, educated or not, trained or not, it's about knowing thyself, going inside, because we all have that connection to the higher, just that higher self. Like I talk about, the still small voice and our intuition. And that will lead us further and get us farther and more successful than any college course ever will. So that was the lesson for the day. I love seeing you guys all here. Mwah! I'll see you guys tomorrow with another lesson from Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic. Have a good night.